Okay, let us start with quartiles and percentiles. So these are very important concepts, right? Because you must have seen that everywhere, like you give any exam, even JEE exam, you talk about percentiles, right? Okay, so you talk about quartiles all the time whenever you have some company data or anything like that, right? So what is quartile? Like means like you have to divide your data into four parts, right? So what is this? That you have your data set. Suppose this is my data set, right? So I will divide my data set into four parts. Okay, when I am dividing my data set into four parts, so what I have uh, this minimum value. I'm sorry. So you have your minimum value, you have your maximum value, and then you have these three numbers which are equally dividing your data set into four halves. We call it as Q1, Q2, and Q3. Okay. So this is my first quartile. Then this is my second quartile. And this is the third quartile. Okay. So what does that mean? So we have, this is the 25% of the data. Then this is the next 25% of the data. This is the next 25% of the data. And this is the next 25% of the data. Okay. Clear? So you can see that this Q2 is actually median, because what is median? Median is dividing the data into 50% before that and 50% after that. So Q2 is nothing but same as median, right? And we also call about the range of the data set. Range would be the maximum minus minimum. And then we talk about interquartile range. I also told you in the first video. So what is interquartile range? This is Q3 minus Q1. This is interquartile range, right? So what is the difference between range and interquartile range? So you see, range is prone to outliers, right? For example, if I have 2, 3, 5, 7, 90, this is my data set. Then what will be my range? Range is 90 minus 2, that is 88. So you will think, looking at the range, that okay, data is widely spread, whereas data is not widely spread. It is only because of the outlier that we have this range. But now for this particular data, if you talk about Q3 minus Q1, then the effect of the outlier will be specified. Okay, so that is why we talk about interquartile ranges. Okay, so I will tell you how you will calculate Q1 and Q2. Okay, so before that, let us talk about percentiles. So what is percentile? Percentile means you want to divide your data into 100 parts, right? Okay, so so there will be 100 percentiles. So 101 percentiles. The first percentile will be, so you just want, this is your minimum, and suppose this is the maximum, and here is your 1% of the data. Okay, so we call it as P0.01. Okay. Then you have this 2% of the data. So this we will call it as 0.02. Then you will have 3% of the data. Okay. So that will be your 0.3. Then you have 10% of the data, right? So that will be, what is that? We call it as, can you tell me? 0.1, right? Okay. Yeah. And so on. Then you have the 0.2, that is 20% of the data, and so on. Okay, so this is now can you tell me what will be Q1? Q1 is same as which percentile? 0.25, yes. And what is your Q2? This is will be 0.5, and Q3 will be 0.7, and this is same as your median. Okay, so now how do we calculate percentiles? How to calculate percentiles? How to calculate percentiles? So you will arrange the observations. So suppose you have n observations, right? So you arrange them from smallest to largest, ascending order. Arrange them in ascending order. Suppose I want to calculate pth percentile, okay? I have n data points. So what I will do, I'll do np, because there are total n number of observation and I want to calculate the pth percentile. So I'll do np. So if np is not an integer, if it is not an integer, so I'll round it off, okay? So what I will do, round it up to the next integer, round it up to the next integer, and find the corresponding number. I'll do it with an example. And if it is an integer, say k, then calculate the mean of kth and k plus 1th observation. So do you understand? This will give you the percentile. Why? Because you have n data points, right? And you want to calculate the pth percentile. So it means that you want that p% of the data should be before that, right? So that means I want to do np, right? What is np? So that is what I am looking for. For example, suppose I have this data set. Let me write down. I have this data set 136, 161, 181, 143, 147, 151, 158, 160, 163, 165, 167, 173, 174, 181, 181 again, 185, 188, 190, and then we have 205. And the question is find 10th percentile, okay, or p.1. So what we are going to do here, can you tell me how many, like what is the number of data points? Okay, these are 18, right? N is 18. I want to calculate which percentile? 10th percentile, right? So what I will do, I will do 10th percentile I want to calculate. So what will be our NP? Just a minute. Okay, so it will be 18 into P, which is 0.1. So that will be 1.8, right? Okay, so this is my P. So this is not an integer, so I'll round it off to 2, right? So that will be your round it off to 2. So this number is my P.1. Does that make sense? The second observation. Clear? Is this clear? Like, why, you see what we are doing here? We want, like, we have seen that how many entries will be for 1% of the 10% of the data, right? So total 18 entries are there, and if I'm looking for 10% of the data, so that would be 1.8. So because 1.8 I cannot count, so I make it 2. So the second would be my number, which will be dividing the data set into such a way that 10% of the data is before it and 90% of the data is after this. Clear? Actually, if you have any doubt, please ask. Is this clear? Sometimes it is little like difficult to understand. Now, if I ask you, can you calculate Q1? Can you calculate Q1? How you will do that? Q1 means P.25. So that means NP would be, N is 18 here, into 0.25. So how much is that? 4.5. Right? And we round it off to 5. It means fifth observation. This is our Q1. Okay? Clear? And if you want to calculate Q2, that is same as median. But here let us do it in this way. So this is P.5. So what we will be doing, we will be doing NP. N is 18, P is 0.5, so that is 9, right? So what you will be doing, you will be taking the average of 9th and 10th entry. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10th entry. You will take the average, right? So you'll do 165 plus 167 by 2, and that is 166. So that is your Q2, right? Clear? And Q3 also you can calculate. Q3 would be 0.75. So you can do NP. N is 18. P is 0.75. So you multiply them. How much is that? Can you tell me? Can you do a quick calculation? Let me do it. Okay, you can do that also. Yeah. Just tell me the number, final number. What will be that? 13.5. Okay. So we will just have 14. Round off it to 14. So you have to look at the 14th entry. So this is 2, 4, 6, 12. This is the 14th entry, right? 181. So what is our Q3? 181, right? Okay. If I ask you what is IQR, then that would be Q3 minus Q1. Q3 is 181 minus 158. So that will be your IQR. Whatever is this? 3, 2, right? So 23 is my IQR. Does that make sense? Okay, so this is how you calculate your quartiles and percentiles, and very important concept used everywhere, right? And to plot this quartiles and percentiles, most of the times quartiles, we have something called box plots. Have you heard about them? So what are box plots? Highly used in finance also. जब भी आप whenever you will have this business TV, you will see these kinds of graphs. Okay, so what we have, these are also called candlesticks graphs. So we have this is your Q1, then you have, I'm sorry, what is that? Candle, yeah, box and whisker. These are whiskers, okay? These are whiskers like we have in the candle, right? So this is the minimum value and this is the max. That is a more like explanatory name, but they are the same things, right? So this is how you plot it, right? For example, in the above case, what is the minimum of the data set? 136, and the maximum is 205. Okay, so minimum of the data set is 126 here, and then the maximum is 205, right? 205, yeah, 136, 205. This is not 126, 136, 205, right? Like you have to make a scale proper. On the x-axis, maybe you can make these numbers, right? Just a minute. Okay, I did something, I think. This would, okay, let us do it here. So for that particular data set, I think I did something with this page. Okay, it's all okay. So for that data set, minimum was, I will write here. Okay, so the minimum was 136, maximum was 205, and then you have Q1 as 158, then you had Q2 as 166, then you had Q3 as 181. So the box plot will be something like this. Like you have 205 here, and then you have, I'm sorry, not 205, Q1 here. So you have Q1 here on the beginning of the rectangle, 158, and then you have Q3 here, 181, and in between you have 166. Okay, and then you have whiskers here, 136 here, and 181 here. Okay, does that make sense? Okay, so this is your box plot. Okay, and sometimes what we do, because you see these whiskers will be very long if you have outliers, right? Okay, so we don't want to do outliers. So we have, this is your box plot. So sometimes you talk about modified box plots. Okay, so what are modified box plots? That you talk about 1.5 times interquartile range. Okay, so for example 1.5 times, here the interquartile range is 158 to 181. Can you see what will be 158 into 1.5? How much is that? How much? 237. Okay, so here it is 237, and how much is that? 181 into 1.5 to 271.5, right? So what we will be doing, we will making the whiskers this 237 and 271.5. In this case doesn't make sense because we don't have outliers here. But suppose you have outliers, okay? Suppose you have an outlier here. Suppose this is the minimum is 0 and the maximum is say 1000, right? So instead of going till 0 and 1000, you will just go till 237 on the left and I'm sorry, this is what you have to do on the left hand side. So what you have to do is this will not be 237. On the right hand side it is this is how you will go like 1.5 towards the right, and here you have to go 1.5 towards the left, right? So what you have to do, uh, what you have done here, 0.5, 158 into 0.5, how much will be that? That will be 79. So what you have to do, 158 minus 79, okay, on the left hand side. So you will go till 48. Okay, does that make sense? So that is your modified box plot. So basically what I am saying is you have to do 1.5 of your interquartile range on both of the sides, right? So what does that mean? That you have your IQR and you expand it like 0.5 here, 0.5 of your this Q3 value, and 0.5 till here of your Q1 value. So whatever is this, you treat it as your original data, and anything outside that you treat it as your outlier. You asked me this question also, right, in the last class, that how do we identify outliers? So we do 1.5 of interquartile range, and whatever is outside that will be my outlier. Okay, clear? So uh, this is what are box plots and quartiles and percentiles. Okay, so I think we will stop here. Now we are done with second chapter. With this video we are done with second chapter, and in the next class we will be starting with the next chapter, which is probability. So I'll just stop.